If he had listened to me, Libya wouldn't have fallen the way it did. These aren't just words. They're a heavy reflection from one African leader about another. A quote from Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni that truly hits different. It's deep, it's painful, and it's a crucial piece of our recent history. This is the story of a stern warning, a brotherhood of revolutionaries, and a tragic lesson for the entire continent. To understand the weight of Museveni's words, you have to go back in time. We're not just talking about two presidents who met at summits. We're talking about comrades, two young revolutionaries who seized power through struggle, sacrifice, and the barrel of a gun. Museveni often recalls how his old friend Muamar Gaddafi came to power in Libya in 1969. A full 17 years before Museveni himself took leadership in Uganda, they shared a common fire, a vision forged in the crucible of post-colonial struggle. They laughed together, debated fiercely, and dreamed of a unified African Africa that would not just be a footnote in global affairs, but a main character. An Africa that stands tall, that isn't treated like a second-class citizen on the world stage. They envisioned a continent that controls its own destiny, rich in resources and spirit, speaking with one powerful, unified voice. This wasn't just political rhetoric. It was a deeply held belief that Africa's time had come. But then, a divergence, a turning point that would alter the course of history. Gaddafi, fueled by his Pan-African ideals and a desire for immediate change, began to directly challenge the established global order. He wasn't just knocking on the door of the world's superpowers. He was kicking it down. He pushed into an arena dominated by giants, armed with passion and a belief in Africa's inherent right to lead. And his friend, Museveni, watched with growing concern. He saw the storm gathering on the horizon. He saw Kamradinam stepping onto a dangerous battlefield without the necessary armor. Gaddafi was challenging the world's most powerful nations without a comparable military shield to protect his nation. He was making bold economic moves without a fully independent and robust economic structure to withstand the inevitable backlash. He was alienating potential allies and standing defiant, often alone. Museveni saw the writing on the wall. In a private, heartfelt conversation, he warned him, like a brother would. He used a proverb from his own culture, simple yet profound. You are pushing too fast. Take it easy. In my culture, you don't challenge a wrestler you're not sure you can defeat. It was a plea for strategy over speed, for caution over confrontation. It was a warning that the world system they were up against was not a fair fight, and that idealism alone was not enough to win it. But Gaddafi's spirit was ablaze. His response was filled with the fire that had defined his entire political life. He replied, Al-Kabulan is Africa. Africa doesn't have to bend. Al-Kabulan, the ancient, indigenous name for Africa. A name that evokes a sense of pride, originality, and power. His words were a powerful declaration of sovereignty and defiance. He believed that the continent should not have to ask for permission to be great, that it shouldn't have to bow to anyone. And he was right, in principle. His words resonate with millions across the continent who are tired of being dictated to. But in the brutal, pragmatic reality of global geopolitics, powerful words without a powerful structure to back them up are often just that, words. The system doesn't respond to moral arguments alone. It responds to power, economic power, military power, and the power of unbreakable alliances. The tragic aftermath is etched into our collective memory. Gaddafi is gone. His revolutionary project, for all its complexities and controversies, was brought to a violent end. And Libya, once one of Africa's wealthiest nations, was left fractured, a shadow of its former self. The continent lost one of its most audacious and unfiltered voices for unity. A leader who, whatever his faults, consistently championed the idea of a United States of Africa. Now, this story is not just a eulogy for Gaddafi or a critique of his methods. It's a profound and cautionary tale for every African leader, every activist, and every citizen who dreams of a stronger continent. It's about the danger of daring to challenge the established system without first building the real, tangible power needed to survive that challenge. So, what is the lesson here? The unvarnished truth is that you do not confront an empire with emotion alone. You don't win by being the loudest voice in the room. You confront it with cold, hard strategy. You build resilient institutions that can outlast any single leader. You forge alliances so deep and interconnected that an attack on one becomes an attack on all. You work meticulously towards economic independence, freeing yourself from the strings of debt and foreign aid. You do want to challenge a global order that has nuclear weapons at its disposal without having your own ultimate deterrence. Not just military, but economic and technological. It's about understanding the game and then changing the rules from a position of strength, not from a position of vulnerability. The dream of a risen Africa is a righteous one, but it must be a wise rise. It must be built not just with the noise of protest, but with the quiet, diligent work of building structures, fostering unity, and executing a long-term, multi-generational vision. History is an unforgiving teacher, and it has shown us, time and again, that the world does not forgive the unprepared revolutionary. It applauds dreamers, but it only respects power. The legacy of Gaddafi and the wisdom in Museveni's warning should serve as our guide. We must honor the passion for a free and united Africa, but we must channel that passion into building the unshakable foundation that will ensure our rise is not just a fleeting moment, but a permanent reality. We must be both lions in our hearts and foxes in our strategy, because the future of Africa depends on it. Thank you for watching. If this history and these lessons resonate with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shape our world.